Sunday Mashers, in nomine Patris et Filii Spiritus Sancti. Welcome everyone to Sunday Massacre. I thought that was a little fun play on words. Hope you all doing. Hope you're doing well on this very Sunday. It is I, Dirk. I am the host of Dirk Weekdays, and as per your request, I am now the host of Sundays, which has been going real well, and it's a show I really enjoy bringing to you and sharing all of your wonderful Bastards Gallery, which is not the song anymore. Which we have the debut of the Emmett O'Malley penned Bastards Gallery theme song, which was really fun to put together with him. He just kind of sprung it on me. He heard me mention I should have a theme song for that. So he sent it to me like 10 minutes after the Friday show or the Thursday show. And I think I told you, like, he did a great vocal, but then he's like, no, you got to sing. I was like, I don't want to. Your vocal's great. But he did a great job. And then so I recorded the vocals, and then we made a little video mashup, and I had done it. And then I was like, wait a minute, I want Emmett in it. I want him in the video. So I asked him if he could just do a little, grab a guitar and mime along to his beautifully written tune. He wrote the lyrics and everything. I'm just singing it. That's it. And bringing it to you for Sunday Mass. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for that. So let's see who's in the room, starting off with, guess who's number one today? Oh my, it's Ray Ray. Hey, Ray Ray, what a day, what a difference a day makes. It was funny this morning. You guys all know my friend Mary Ryan. I've never been on the show, but she's like, my pre-Dana BFF. And I've known her my whole life, and she's a singer. She's an amazing singer. And I always run people past her all the time because I'm like, I know who she likes. I know who we like together as artists, but I'm never quite sure about who. Like, some people get past her. Like, she doesn't like any of the people that I like. Like, like she always laughs at Shirley Bassey, but Shirley Bassey, it's hard to top that. So I asked her if she liked Dusty Springfield this morning, somebody whom I absolutely adore and think is one of the greatest singers of all time. You Don't Have to Say You Love Me, her version of How Can I Be Sure? Everybody knows Son of a Preacher Man. That's a pretty famous tune, but I think that's like a karaoke song for when you think about the genius of Dusty Springfield. You have to think about her catalog of works, and that song to me has always been kind of like her, You Give Love a Bad Name, or her, Stairway to Heaven. It's just the most commercial. Well, Stairway to Heaven wasn't commercial when they put it out, but you know what I mean. It's like the most commercial thing she ever did. It's the son of a preacher man. Yes, he was. It's like, it's fun and I like it, but she's so much better than that. And that's all she knew about it. And that's crazy. Scotty H thought I was first, but at least third. No, you're second today, Lord H. Ladies and gentlemen, Lord H is in the room. Thank you so much, Scotty H, for being such an incredible bastard. I love you so much. Thank you so much. He's a wonderful guy, man. He every single episode, that guy, he supports this channel like you can't believe, as do so many of you, and I'm so grateful for keeping me out from working behind the bar. Andrew Wolkovich is here with Canadian $5. Do unto others before they can do unto you. That's a good way of looking at it, or something like that. Also upvote for the fact that Dirk takes the time to share with us and subscribe. It would be nice. Like I said, this pre-summer drive to get to 3,000, it's just taken a long time for some reason, just kicking around 2,000 plus for a little while. And it's a one big happy family, and I like it that way. And so anybody else who wants to join the party, you're welcome, as long as you're as nice as everybody else. Kaloy is here. I didn't give you, sorry, I'm so sorry. Look at it, because I moved the stuff around because I had to add the Bastards Gallery theme. Thank you, Andrew. Calloway's here. Upvote, please upvote. It's light in the room today. Usually we have about 100 or so on Sundays. Today it's a little light, but I'm sure hopefully it'll get a little bit bigger as we come along. Andrew also says, also remember to be kind to the people unless they can't understand normal thinking. Aren't you the clever one? Al Benedetti is here, looking for the debut of the Bastards Gallery theme music. You're absolutely getting it today. Music and video. I'll tell you what I did. So I was like, wait a minute, this song's done. Emma did a great job mixing it and writing it, playing guitar in it. and all the other instruments. And I said, oh, I'm going to use AI to produce the video, to make the video, like really cool and follow the lyrics exactly. And AI is absolutely not ready for prime time. I spent the better part of 3 days, 12 hours a day, signing up to maybe about 40 different AI subscriptions, not the paid ones. I paid for one of them, which once that this month is over, I will not be resubscribing to it because it didn't do, and none of them did anything that I was trying to do. Here's what I wanted. I wanted it to open up with like a castle shot in a book that says Bastards on it. And I wanted the book to open up, and I wanted like cats and watches and rainbows and light and all this shit to fly out. And, the guy who's supposed to look like me is supposed to be like, oh my God. And because it's overwhelming, the Bastards gallery is always so amazing. And then all of those elements turn into a big cloud, and it says Bastards gallery. That was my idea. It's a very short script. It's 19 seconds. Didn't think I was asking too much from the AI gods, but apparently I was. Because man, you wouldn't believe what it couldn't do. And then you'd write a script about what you want. I would give it shots, angles. I was detailing it like it was like a screenplay, like a script, like a shooting script from a film. And basically what it would do is it would show some computer generated person in an office, and they would start reading the script. Anyway, from what I hear from the people that know, like Patrick and JS and his son Kyle and all my AI super nerdy geeks, they said that it's probably going to be ready by end of summer. Within a couple of months, there's stuff out there that's just not released to the public, and it's going to happen. So, okay, I'm looking forward to it. Dean says it's Sunday Mass. Gallery theme music. Oh no, it's Sunday Mass. Let's bash. Dean, let's bash. Thank you so much. Ray, gallery theme music. You're going to hear it. Carolyn Martin's here. She says, go Knicks. I wish I knew one thing about basketball. I don't. I'm a big, giant, crazy ass baseball fan, Mets fan. I used to say I would watch Kansas City play on a Tuesday afternoon, but when they swept the Mets, I decided to never watch them ever again. Jim Lassick, it's his first Sunday Mass. Well, absolutely, man. I do it with my left hand. I shouldn't, because my other hand is on the mouse. Isn't it weird? I'm lefty, but yet I use my mouse I use with my right hand. I don't know. Who cares? Who knows? Basheristas rejoice, repent and revolt. That's a good one. I'm always looking for 3 words to put in the title for Sunday Mass. Rejoice is always one. I didn't use it today, though. Repent and revolt. Today I said revenge, because the theme of the Bastards Gallery is somewhat demonic, because the song's kind of metal in a fun way. In a commercial way. It's metal in a commercial way. Thank you, Dave Fitzsimons, so very much. Dave Fitzsimons being one of the new Patreons, and I couldn't be more grateful. Thank you so much, Dave. Carolyn Martin is here with $9. She's a girl with the wrench. She's the beauty with the wrench. An Irish jewel. She is $9.99 to the new theme songs. Oh, thanks so much, Honey Pie. And for that, let's go with Absolute Mont Mademoiselle. Angelo Minichello. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon to you, Angelo Minichello. Melly C is here. Good Father Dirk and all the bashers. I could have been a priest. I would have been a good priest. I thought about it for a short time, and I went, no. Dano Malley's here. Happy Sunday. Yay, God love y'all. $1.99. Thank you. Look at that beautiful picture of her. One of the most beautiful girls in the whole wide world. She's not Irish, but she's married to an Irishman. She might have some Irish lineage in there somewhere. I haven't seen her DNA results, but I know her maiden name, which I won't divulge for you here, is French. I think she's American mutt. Got a bunch of stuff going on in there. Girl from the Midwest. Good stock, as they say. Whatever it is, makes one beautiful sandwich, because she's gorgeous. Jim Lassick, $4.99. Thank you so much. Peace, love. What's so funny about peace, love, and happiness? Oh, brothers and sisters, cheers to you all from Chicago. Great town. If I had to live in one other metropolis other than New York City, which as you guys all know, I'm not so hot on anymore. It's through. It's over. It's finished. It's uh, just hasn't been good to me in a long time, and I don't like it anymore. I love Chicago. I love that town. I like the food in that town. I like the people in that town. It's like New York with way nicer people. And I know that Chicago's been through some of its stuff, but man, you wouldn't believe what goes on here. It's horrible. Jim Lassick, thank you so much. Let's give you this guy. I love that guy. He's cool. Where are bears' teeth? Hello, fuckaroonies. Isn't that an Archieism, right? Hello, fuckaroonies. I do the worst Australian accent. I know it's like really, I can do it fine when I'm just dragging my words out like that. But when I have to put emphasis on it, it's harder for me to do it. I'll work on that because I know it's like a British accent, but it's very, very kind of flattened out and like that Cuba PD, etc. Hello, fuckaroonies. I believe that's Archie's one of his isms. Haven't been on that channel in a long, long time because people take sides and I don't like it. I don't like it. I take it. This is a 2-hour show. No, it's an hour show. It's Sunday Mass. Happy hour Sunday and all to you. And you were first in the room, and I've got pictures from you for the Bashtards gallery, which is no longer the theme song. Billy G, evening, folks. Evening to you, Billy G. Andrew says, for the Bachelor's Gallery, it might be easier to have someone draw it as a flip book than film the pages flipping and add the music. Yeah, I mean, listen, I live with an artist. I have all the resources in the world, but I wanted to get this out fast. And I was like, you know what? I've got an iPhone, and I've got Final Cut Pro, and I've got the internet. Why don't I just make a little 19-second clip? And it's kind of fun. It's kind of Viking and Gothic and demonic. And I think you'll think it's funny. Ray says, we pirates, we are. Arg. Scotty H says, I hope everything is okay. Everything is good. For now, everything's fine. It's fine. That's fine. Dean, that gong woman's husband. Oh my God, that forevermore, that's going to be Gong Woman's husband. And he's like totally the cuckold, right? She like makes him do shit and he just doesn't want to do it. I shouldn't say that in Sunday Mass, but I did. Ray's like, what? Oh my God, that's unbelievable. So what's in the gallery today? What's up with all of the people? Tell me what's your story. Tell me what's going on for Sunday, because Sunday Mass is all about you, as you guys know. And I just listen and I give advice, and maybe I'll make a couple of wisecracks here or there. Other than that, it's our day to just repent, reveal, renew, rejoice, all of those things, revenge, depending on what your fancy is. You want to talk about watches, you want to talk about cars, you want to talk about kitty cats, we can talk about all of that stuff. It's all up to you. Al Benedetti says, my daughter and I are digging my solo CD. Oh, well, thank you, Al Benedetti. Thank you so much. That's the, I don't think I have a copy of it. Oh, I do. I sent one out to all the Patreons and a couple of other folks. This is a record I made. God, I made it 10 years ago. I started it more than that. And this was written to somebody who, for some reason, I stopped it. And my little note, oh, wow. It's written to somebody and I didn't send it to them. That's weird. I'm going to have to go look and check to see if this person didn't get their CD and I left the thing. Yeah, I made a little gatefold. It was very nice. I made this in this very room I'm sitting in right now with the help of my friend. Actually, a couple of friends. Adrian Mordaunt from Mr. North played drums on several songs. Colin Smith, the lead singer of the band, played bass on 2 songs. Well, who else? My Khalid Muhammad, my Khalid superstar, my guitar player. He and I worked on everything together, pretty much, almost the entire record. He's a genius, that guy. This is the type of guy that can pick out every weird harmony, and has kind of put me in that kind of thing where, like, now I only do weird harmonies, and because it's just where my brain is wired. He's a genius, that guy, and I love him to death. And I hadn't spoken to him in a while, so I texted him recently and I just said, dude, man, I just want to let you know how much I love you and I miss you a lot. I have this whole catalog of songs that Mr. North is Mr. North. Sorry, Hitman is not doing any music lately because everybody's on to other things and whatever and this, that, or the other and other dramas and stuff. And I wrote so many songs for that, and I was like, maybe I should just do another CD. But with all the crap that goes on around here, it's like I don't have the time to do anything for fun or leisure. That's why I really enjoyed working on the track with Emmett. It was really great. Al Benedetti, thank you so much, and I'm glad you're enjoying it. It was a lot of work, and I really am proud of it because it's being studying bel canto and becoming a metal singer and like feeling like pigeonholed. I wanted to make a record that wasn't metal, so I never really put it out to the metal people because they would have been like, that's not triangle, that's not metal. And metal fans are extremely devoted. They generally want you to make more of the same. And not that there's a problem with that, because it enables my band to go play festivals and sing songs that we wrote 30 years ago that everybody knows the words to, and that's great. But like if you try to be even somewhat adventurous or mosey outside of the realms of metal, they generally don't care for it. And there used to be a time with music when we would allow our favorite artists to take us on a musical journey. I was a big fan of a group called Queensryche, and they started out as a metal band, but then they turned into this kind of Pink Floyd, progressive hard rock metal thing. Then they weren't metal hardly at all anymore. Amazing vocalist. And I loved that they did that. And then some bad shit happened in that band, and they kicked their singer out, and he was kind of a big deal, but their main lead guitar player left, and he was the major songwriter. And then all the metal fans all of a sudden said that they didn't like the progressive stuff. They liked only the early metal stuff. And that was discouraging to me, because I think artists should be allowed to let their art breathe and let their art move on. Because why am I not the biggest AC/DC fan in the world? I get it. I understand why they're AC/DC. It's a signature sound. They invented it. But to me, every single one of their records sounds exactly like the one before it. It's very, very similar. And I like to move on with my art. I like to see challenging things. I like when people surprise me. That's why I'm such a big Kate Bush and Peter Gabriel fan, because I think those artists don't care. They just make whatever they want. Like the Rolling Stones are on tour now in 2024, and they put out a new record. And I think that's admirable that they did that, because a lot of bands just go and tour on their legacy, like the Eagles, which isn't the Eagles, as we all know. It's Don Henley and a bunch of people. And all these bands are out there on tour doing, or as everybody loves to say nowadays, tour. Like there's two syllables in it. It's a one word monosyllabic word. It's tour. Everybody goes tour. I noticed that now. And well, when we were on the tour, it's tour. I don't know. I think putting out new music, regardless of whether, like, if you're a big band, like I know Bon Jovi's putting out a new record, and he's got questionable vocals and like some weird implant in his larynx and all that stuff. And I feel bad for John, because that must be a horrendous thing to lose your moneymaker, even though he's got plenty of money. It doesn't really come down to that. It comes down to that, it all started with that whole band was because he was a singer and a songwriter, and now he doesn't have, maybe he's got the songwriting chops, but he certainly doesn't have his partner anymore, which is Richie Sambora. But they're putting out a new record of music, and I heard one of the songs and I thought it was pretty good. And it didn't sound exactly like, shout to the heart. It sounded like something cool. And then there's one of this light. I just got a new light bulb for this light. And every once in a while it blinks on and off, but I got to admit, I kind of think it looks cool with a cast shadow. What do you think? I don't know. I don't know. Thank you so much. Andrew Wolkovich, Gone Woman's husband, escaped the dungeon. Yeah, and you're the new guy in the dungeon. Wayne Grow, I haven't seen you in here in such a long time. I don't use any social media because, people are listening. I know. I mean, listen, in the earlier parts of this show and other shows that I've been on, things come back to bite you in the ass, and it makes you one and things, well, more than anything, people take things out of context, and that's not really very nice, especially when they're hater channels or any of those unscrupulous people that are constantly arguing with other people and make it their business in this YouTube world we live in, social media whirlwind. They make it their business to try to defame you or defeat you or or make you an adversary in some way. I don't get that at all. You know, whenever we did like Fashion Police and Friday Night Classic Bashes, we're supposed to be having fun, and we are for the most part. We're having a fun night. We're making light of things, and then people have taken snippets of stuff, and then they've moved it and actually superimposed things and created their own narrative that had nothing to do with the original joke or the original comment. And I don't get that. So I hear you, Wayne Grow. And that's, is that you? Do you really look like that? Have I said that before? Because wow, you look very handsome. That's a very good. Is that an avatar or is that you? It looks like the type of thing that somebody would make to look like that. Well, Dirk, you got to do a decent New York walkabout. It's coming. I ordered my selfie stick. Machine set the benchmark. Oh, was it 9 hours? I'm not going to do 9 hours. I don't think I have the battery power for that. So this thing that I got, it's a DJI. It's got. I don't know how to use it yet. I'm going to teach. I'm going to give myself a couple of days. I'm thinking about starting the walkabouts. Maybe next a week from today. That's my plan. Sunday mass, and I've decided that the first one's going to be me going to major New York City landmarks. I will go to the Statue of Liberty. I will go to Ellis Island. I'll take the boats there. I'll go down to the World Trade Center and I'll look up, and you guys will get to see what One World Trade Center looks like. And if you have any ideas for that Sunday, just remember New York's not the smallest town, but it's not the biggest town, and I can't get on a subway because I'll lose. I will lose the signal because New York City subways are not Wi-Fi enabled or cellular enabled. So I will lose you at some point. So just keep that in mind. So I'm going to be going to, and I'm going to start it downtown. I'm not going to start it where I am because I have to get on the underground in order to get to my destination. So I'm going to start it in Battery Park City, and I'll be using the selfie stick, and I'll have headphones on. And I don't know how easy it's going to be to respond to comments. I'm hoping that that's easy enough to do. Could do a little try because I'm so used to my whole show is talking back and forth with you guys. I blabber on for a half an hour, but then you guys send me a chat or a super chat. It just changes the whole complexion of the situation. So I'm hoping that I can do that. From what I've been told, don't wear polarized glasses, which I won't. So we'll try that. I'll do it as long as people are watching. How's that? Next Sunday. Next Sunday is the date. £1.99. Do you have the Gong's Children? They made two. Do you know about this? Really? I don't know about this, but let me give you the small triangle for that. Where is the little one? Here you go, small. Gong's Children sounds like a horror movie, doesn't it? I don't know if I want to do that. Wayne Gross says country music is exactly the same. Because some of it, listen, I've always had a problem with modern day country music because, it ain't Early Dolly and it ain't, the greats, Charlie Pride and, early Kenny Rogers and Patsy Cline. Let's go back to the roots of it all. Nowadays, it's pop music with fiddles and banjos. They get Diane Warren or Max Martin or any of these Song Factory producers who just spit out songs and throw them at you. And then they put out. I mean, the last one that did that really, really well was Carrie Underwood's the one. I took a look at a Louisville shuttle to both headlights. What was the name of that? Till I Sleep. What was it called? Until he's, I forget the name of that song. You guys know it very well, though. That mixed pop and country very, very well. Garth did it really, really well. The 90s were very good to country music because it's when it came out of its country shell. But you listen to Garth's music or any of those, Reba, who were the big ones back then? Clint Black, what's his face? Tim McGraw being way more pop, I think, but he did that Live While You Were Dying record, which is great. I do like country music when it's country. I don't like it when it's a Diane Warren song with fiddles and banjos. Not a big fan of that. Never have been. Andrew says, for fun, when you get to Italy, you and Machine can rent a motorcycle with a sidecar. I guess we could do that, but who's going to drive the motorcycle? I guess it'd be me because I have bike experience, right? But he has bicycling experience too. So Le Carré is in the room. Apocalypta is a great example of a metal band. I don't know this band with a radical change that succeeded. Instead of just playing cellos, they suddenly brought drums into the mix. They sound better than ever. Apocalyptica. I don't know this band at all. Very interesting, Le Carré. Who are they? What do they want? What do they do? Hey, it's Dr. Bob's Nightmare. No one got the babushkas steamed up like Lawrence Welk. Isn't that fact? I mean, I don't know where you guys live or if, in America, I'm sure Europe had plenty of those chat shows at night or those variety shows, but America was the big variety show capital, and Lawrence Welk owned it. And basically, Lawrence Welk was a guy, and I always thought he was Polish my whole life. Then I found out I think he's from Wisconsin, of Polish extraction. And he talked like this, like he had a bit of an accent. And he'd have all these women come out in gowns and furs and big updos and crazy blue eyeshadow and sing harmony songs. And then he'd have all kinds of entertainment on his show because it was a variety show. And then we also had the Andy Williams show and the Cher show and the Sonny and Cher hour and the Sonny and Cher comedy hour, the ladies and gentlemen, Glenn Campbell, Judy Garland show, and they would have amazing guests come on like Dusty Springfield or Ella. The Carpenters had Ella Fitzgerald on their show, and they did a duet. And you know what? Ella didn't sound good, and Karen did, which is crazy town. Because when people think of the greatest singers of all time, classic singers, don't get your panties in a knot there, kiddos. They think Ella, Sarah Vaughan, Judy, Barbara, who's the other one? There's so many of them. Frank, Tony Bennett. They think of the greats in the pantheon. But man, Karen Carpenter kind of took Ella Fitzgerald to school because she sang the song beautifully, and Ella kind of just went off the rails because a lot of people do that in jazz, because the tagline for jazz should be, jazz, why don't you just play the right notes? Because it's always like, I wanna and why you ask me why. Especially with the scats and all that stuff, it's very odd. It's completely counterproductive to the melody most of the time, but jazz people are like, yeah, scooty, wow, 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 yeah, dig that turn of phrase, man, she can swing. I mean, it's jazz people are funny. I love jazz too, but not abstract jazz, and not when people go off the rails and start singing out of tune, and changing the melodies up and making them indecipherable and singing different scales. It just makes no sense to me. Like, that's not even in the same key. But that's really funny though. But yeah, the babushkas. Because you said babushkas, I'm guessing, Dr. Bob, that you watch Bold and Bankrupt, which is one of my favorite channels on YouTube. It is this English guy who speaks fluent Russian, and he goes he used to go to Russia till Vladimir Putin had him kicked out. He broke into like the space program in Kazakhstan, and very cool channel. He goes to like Belarus, and he goes to Bulgaria and Moldova and a lot of places, and he just shocks the shit out of people by speaking their languages, and he's amazing. And he calls all the old ladies babushkas, which I guess is a nickname for them. I didn't really know that. Dr. Bob's Nightmare says that's my real picture. You're like Jack Skellington. It's very cute. Le Carré says they should have thought about Wi-Fi when they originally planned the subway. I do believe the New York City subway system is the oldest subway system in the world. Do I stand corrected? It's the largest. I know that. It doesn't seem all that large to me because I live here. Whenever I've been to Paris or London, I always go, wow, this is immense. And it turns out it isn't at all comparatively. I mean, I think the New York City subway system is more than twice as big as most other metropolitan metros. It's certainly shittier than the Parisian and the British ones, because I guess those are the biggest ones. That's a very, very interesting question. I might want to Google that before we're done. Gosh, man, take my blues away. Could you do a music tour, maybe CBGB's in the Dakota building? I could. I think I might have mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, that I actually got to walk into the courtyard of the Dakota for the first time. I was up going to my ENT. Thank you, Easy E, for that appointment. I happened to be walking past the Dakota, and I was going to cut through the park because it's right on Central Park West, and it is the most beautiful building and apartment living building in New York. It's amazing. Um, and there was a woman there with a dog, and the dog kind of went up to me like, "Tick, tick, 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 tick." So I went down, I bent down, I'm talking to her. I'm like, oh, blah, blah, what a beautiful day. It was like a super springy day. And I had just gone and got my 5711 up at this apothecary. And she goes, "Oh, do you live in the neighborhood?" I said, "No, I live in Queens." I said, "But I had a doctor's appointment. I said, I always like to walk past the Dakota because it's so beautiful." And she said, "Have you ever been inside the courtyard?" I said, "No." She goes, "Well, I live here." And then she goes, "John," to the doorman who's got in the entryway. And I got to walk in there and walk around the fountain and see the beginning of Rosemary's Baby, which is, as you guys know, is one of my favorite movies of all time, and see what it looks like inside there. And it was so much smaller than it looks in the film. I mean, it's not tiny, but wow, it looked so immense in the film. I was amazed by that. But we sat around and talked. She goes, "This used to be the restaurant." She gave me like a 15-minute tour. We didn't go in the building at all. Well, actually, we did. She opened up, I guess, the entryway, because here's the Dakota, a big Gothic building on 72nd Street in the West and West Central Park West. There's 4 lobbies, and they're not big lobbies. They're small lobbies. Each of them have a concierge. And so in every corner of the building, they're split into corners. So you can't go from one floor all the way around. You have to go down and up because it's segmented into 4 separate sections. And she took me into her lobby. So I got to see that. And all the original stuff was there. It's landmarked. There's not a whole hell of a lot they can do there. That I can do. CBGB's I can't do because CBGB's is a John Varvatos store. And now it's just a place to go buy his clothing and or CBGB's upscale couture memorabilia, which is so gross. I've walked past it and I've almost thrown up. I've played it and almost thrown up. CBGB's was the dirtiest, most disgusting gig in the history of the world. I've played most of the clubs of my era in New York. The Limelight many, many times. That was the best gig in New York. I played Knitting Factory, played Danceteria, all the places that, we would have been able to play. I don't know if there's anywhere for people to play now, but we played CBGB's twice. And it smelled like vomit and a subway urinal. It was the grossest, dirtiest place. And I met that guy Hilly too, and he looked like he had Rice Krispies and cornflakes stuck to his beard. He was just a smelly old curmudgeon-y guy that owned that club. And of course, it started out, it was supposed to be a country, western, and blues club, and somehow punk found its way. And remember, kids, punk was born in New York City. It was not born in England. The Sex Pistols are not a punk band. They're the they're the Backstreet Boys of punk. They were put together by an impresario to meet this new rising music. And I'm not a punk fan by any stretch of the imagination. It's not my thing, but I get it. Television, Blondie, the Ramones. Not a Ramones fan, but man, I respect them. They invented punk. That was the scene. Dead Boys, all that stuff, all that shit that was going down in New York City in the mid 70s was punk. Early to mid 73, 74, 75. And then, of course, the Sex Pistols, just because they were just so, so punk. It was great marketing. They were a big marketing band. And while people might enjoy their record, I kind of look at that record and go, meh. So Wayne Gross says it's not him, it's an NPT. Well, looks great. Who is it? Kevin Gage. I would never put my face online. Yeah, me neither. I'm a total avatar. I'm really 6'2" and 28. I don't know who Kevin Gage is, but he's handsome. Angelo Minichello, are you familiar with Liz Queller? A favorite of mine. No, but I'm going to make that note right now. Hold on one moment, please. Here's my trusty. I don't have any of my. Oh, I do. Sorry. Her name is Liz Queller. I'm going to write that down so I remember it, so I can. I'd love to take your suggestions to find what's going on, because That's how you learn the best stuff. Dr. Bob Stentmer says Buck Owens, Bakersfield sound was evolutionary, just like Hee Haw. Man, Hee Haw, forget about it. I mean, talk about guitar players from back in the day. You had all the good Roy Clark, absolutely unbelievable. Jerry, Glenn. These guys would come out there in chicken picking style, and you had Minnie Pearl and all these amazing artists that would come out here and just Buck Owens, they would just rip your head off with some hee haw country music styling. And there's this guitar player who's now in Motley Crue. His name's John Five. I saw him live with Katie Lang 100 years ago when he was a kid. And she said as a joke on stage, she goes, well, everybody, this is John Lowry. I hope you enjoy him because, I'm probably going to lose him to Ozzy Osbourne. I think she said Ozzy Osbourne. I'm pretty sure I went, oh, Katie, you don't know anything. And of course, he became famous with Rob Zombie and Marilyn Manson, and now he's in Motley Crue. He's never really he does his own thing too. It's very silly. He does like Halloween garish makeup and stuff, but he's a ridiculous guitar player, and he's a country guitar player, a chicken picker, supreme. Jim Lassick, Jerry Jeff Walker is real fucking country. I absolutely agree 100%. There's so much fake country out there. It's just bullshit. And like all those, listen, I'm not in the country music world, but I love great country. I love Miss Loretta Lynn. I love the last couple of Tanya Tucker records. She's so grovelly and amazing. And those records were lovingly put together to bring her back to where she belongs. She started out when she was like 14 years old with Delta Dawn. And Brandi Carlile, who's like the biggest fan, and freaking what an amazing talent she is. She co-wrote and produced those records for her. Yeah, there's a lot of bullshit country out there. Like, who's the guy that just got sick and died very, very quickly? He crossed the country music picket line. That's why I was amazed at Toby Keith. I know he's rah-rah, this, that, or the other, and that's fine. It's a brand, it's an identity. But I remember when I was a kid, I had a job at Atlantic Records due to my friend Mimi Reichenbach working there. She got me a gig, and I worked in multiple departments. And we had just signed Trace Atkins, who at the time was very young, and his voice wasn't that deep, but he was very, very tall. And I remember him screaming about, he goes, country music is supposed to have etiquette, it's supposed to have honor, it's supposed to have this, that, or the other. He goes, and this Toby Keith guy totally crosses the picket line. Country music was on strike. Nashville was on strike. And this guy, for better or for worse, I never followed his career other than it's very patriotic and rah-rah. To me, it's like, oh, if it's good, I'll like it. But I just thought it's very easy to fall into that category, to pander to people. Pandering. If anybody's ever seen that comedy video, Pandering, it's hilarious. I never really could make sense of that guy, but he had a big career, and sadly he died. So I don't wish him any ill will, of course. But I remember he's a picket line crosser, and that's not cool. Playboy magazine, which I read for the articles, once rated Karen Carpenter as a better drummer than John Bonham. Absolutely 100% true, and absolutely infuriated John Bonham from Led Zeppelin. Isn't that crazy? He actually found out about it, and he was furious. Listen, Karen Carpenter was a terrific drummer, but she wasn't John Bonham. That's for sure. But she's great. But she did do one other thing better than everybody else, and that is sing. Dean says, Dirk, you got the new iPad Pro today. I've changed the USB to C. I know. Do you know what I had to get? They're behind my magic curtain. I had to go get a whole bunch of USB-C to USB cables because something was going on with Paul's new MacBook, which is all USB-C. Listen, the whole world is USB-C, but Apple products haven't been, and it's annoying. I actually liked FireWire. I wish that still existed. Had to charge on the PS5. Why do they do this? Apple's new thing, and I wrote the bean counter, Mr. Tim Cook, a letter when they decided to sell iPhones. Hold on a second. Ready? Hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to get your box. Okay, so. Here you go. Here's a little couple of examples for you. Ready? So, iPhone 4S, right? Big meaty box. I got an iPhone 4 in there. I have all my old phones, right? iPhone 5, right? Nice big meaty box. Got an iPhone 5 in there. iPhone 11. I went from an iPhone. I had this 7, right? I had the 7. So I jumped from 7 to 11. I never got the 10. I got this one. I don't have the phone in the box because it was in perfect condition and I traded it in and I got like $800 towards my iPhone 14. Comes in the box. Charger, by the way, charger, iPhone 14, no charger. So what they said was what that scumbag, fuck show, idiot, sea bag did was they said, well, the reason why we're doing this is many of you already have the chargers and we're trying to stop plastic and cardboard production and it would require us to do all this other stuff. But what's in here? Stickers, a thing, a bunch of other stuff. And then worse comes, then there's the wire, which I use. So then I had to buy a charger and a cable, which by the way don't come in the same box, which both have plastic, both have cardboard. I took pictures of all these things. I said, so much for you trying to save the world with your bullshit antics and saying that's the reason why. The reason why they did it is because they want you to pay more money. What did it cost me? Almost $60 on top of a phone that cost $1,400. Listen, I know we use our phones every single day, but like, you know, when you get this and you get this, you know, it just adds up and it's complete and utter bullshit. And I keep all my boxes and I have all my phones are mostly pretty mint, but that's come on, Tim Cook. Who do you think you're fooling? It's ridiculous. But anyway, thanks for that, Dean. And I agree. I concur. Dr. Bob's Nightmare, Bold and Bankrupt. Isn't he great? Great show. He's got millions of viewers and he deserves them because he's great. Because talk about walkabouts. That guy goes to Kazakhstan. I'd go to Kazakhstan. I also love Jules Holland show. So do I, man. You know what I remember? I remember Amy Winehouse sitting at the piano bench singing Tenderly with Jules. He was a big fan of hers before Back to Black came out when she had I think she had just recorded Frank and didn't even have it out. Amazing. Yeah. Dr. Bob says babushka is Russian for grandma. Yeah, right. I guess, you know, where do I know the word babushka from? Oh, babushka, 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 yeah, yeah. Kate Bush. John Doe, the oldest subway in the world is London, with Budapest coming in second. Oh, there you go. I didn't know that. I thought it was New York. So I guess it's just the biggest. Dr. Bob's Nightmare says no charger. Apple charger is enough. Yeah, well, yeah, you can't buy the clones because you know what? Those Apple chargers, they're like 20 watts, and you buy like the knockoff and it's 5 volts or whatever it is. Crap. Absolute crapic. La Carré says Apocalyptus started with a cover album. They played Metallica with 4 cellos. The following albums included their own music and Nina Hagen, Till Lindemann, and Robert Trujillo he's the bass player. The current bass player of Metallica, because they've been through so many at this point. Dr. Bob's Nightmare also says, anyone listen to Iron Horse? They do a bluegrass covers of Metallica and Bowie songs. No, never heard them. I'm not a Metallica fan though. It's not my thing. Take a light. You could just go iPhone, Diet Coke, blah, 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 blah. It's just not my thing. And plus I knew them when they were nobodies and I'm just like, I didn't think they were that good back then. But then again, when I knew them, their lead guitar player was Dave Mustaine. That's how he sings. Ray says, Dirk, Johnny Lydon is a lovely human being and a friend of mine, a legend. Dude, I didn't say anything about him as a person. I just said that I think his band was shite, which he might agree with me because, you know, I do think he's a beautiful person. And you know what else he loves? Kate Bush. Amazing. Mark 5493 says Karen Carpenter was a better singer than John Bonham. Absolutely. Dean says that iPhone 4 is probably worth some money. I don't know. It's for sale if anybody wants it. It's just sitting on my box. The Shanghai Metro is the world's largest metro system. Well, listen, look, that's probably within the last year or two, with 508 stations and a length of 831 kilometers. Wow, that's amazing. Dave Fitzsimon says Apple is a bleep fixed for you, Dr. Bob. That's amazing. Well, it's 3:44, guys, and I think we should start getting into a little bit of the Bastards gallery. So I think what I'll do is I'll start out with our brand new theme song. And I want to thank the incredible talents of Mr. Emmett O'Malley for his writing this I said, I need a Bastards tune. And he just wrote it and he sent it to me and he said, now sing it. And we made this cute little thing together. And here it goes then.
The gallery of bastards, send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The gallery of bastards, you share them with me, and I share with the world.
That's a whole lot of fun. The gallery of bastards, send me your shots, the sublime, the obscure. The gallery of bastards. Amazing. You send them to me and a show with the world. Emmett's fucking crazy. Right? Shag Daddy wants to see it again. Okay, here we go.
The gallery of bastards, send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The gallery of bastards, you share them with me, and I share with the world.
And you want to know what's really funny? I was like, after the AI thing, and I was like, oh God, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I said, I'll just do a metal thing. And of course, I cut all my hair off. But I said, you know what I had in my closet? In the bathroom closet, I about 10 years ago, my nephew's wife had a birthday party, and it was a retro party. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go buy a long reddish wig, and I'm gonna go as myself in the 80s. So I had that in a bag, so I put it on. Obviously, because I had long hair when I started Bashtards, but I cut it off a year ago because it was just ridiculous. I couldn't take it anymore. Andrew says, for the gallery of bastards. Okay, hold on. You know what I'm gonna do for everybody who gives me that, I'll play it again. Any super chats, I'm gonna play it again for you guys. Right?
The gallery of bastards, send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The gallery of bastards, you share them with me, and I share with the world.
It's fun. One thing I have to say, I'm a pretty good lip syncer. I've only made like 4 videos in my life because, my band never had the budget to make videos from back in the day. And the first one I think I did was for Hitman for the new record because we never made videos. We never did it. We wanted tour support. We wanted money would either go to tour support or money would go to videos, and we always chose that. But I did this collaboration with this guy in Germany, and then him did a couple of records for Destroy All Humans, which was really fun. And I always thought, wow, that's going to be really hard to do because I've never done that before. Because you have to go like, and it's actually pretty funny, and I actually enjoy doing it. So whatever. Mark Gerard says, Emmett can shred and you can sing. Thank you so much. He certainly can. He's a fucking unbelievably talented guy. And not only that, he can sing too. He's amazing. That was done out. So yeah, I'm doing it for everybody. Anybody who gives me a super chat, we'll just do this.
The gallery of bastards, send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The gallery of bastards, you share them with me, and I share with
the world. Dean with the 99-cent super sticker. He sent me 2, so I'll do it again. Right, here we go. Anybody? I'll just keep because it was so much work. I worked on it for 3 days of AI that went nowhere, and then 2 days straight of Final Cut Pro. And I overcooked the shit out of it, and I know that. Like I put too many effects on and stuff, but I was like, fuck it. Why not? The gallery.
The gallery of bastards, send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The gallery of bastards, you share them with me, and I share with the world.
Thank you, Dean. Emmett crushed it. Yeah. Emmett's just he's fast because he does that for a living. He writes music for themes for TV shows and commercials and all this kind of stuff. So he has deadlines that they say, I need this now, and he does it really fast, and it's really amazing. He's incredibly talented. Jim says, love the fucking hair. Yeah, well, you know what? I had that hair, but mine was way longer. But I had this fucking wig in my bathroom when I was posing as myself from the 80s. And I was like, let me put that on because I can't do that the gothic Viking metal shit without. I should add Viking horns. That would have been even better, right? I missed your super chat. You owe me some bastards. Weird. I'm so sorry. Hold on. There it is. Oh man, your impressions are killing me. Dr. Bob's Nightmare. Hey, I'll go here all night, man, because I worked hard on this thing, and I'm glad you like it.
The gallery of bastards, send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The gallery of bastards, you share them with me, and I share with the world.
My favorite part of the thing is when Emmett just goes. That's my favorite part because I'm just doing all this. You share them with me and I share with the world. Medieval mystic mumbo jumbo. I mean that if you were into metal in that day, yeah, Stonehenge, right? It's like Stonehenge. John Doe, is that you singing? Yeah, that totally is me singing. It is. Watch now. Dirk and Emmett will get a Grammy nod for the gallery. We should, right? That would be great. Well, he'll get it because he wrote it. He wrote the lyrics and he copied all the stuff that I say. It's funny. It's funny. Shag Daddy, don't underestimate the. Well, he programmed them, I'm sure. Maybe he played them on a thing. But no, he's amazing. That guy can put an album together, soup to nuts, in probably like a day or two. He's that freaking talented. Amazing guy. Bob's Nightmare says, finger red, #1, text yellow, gold. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly how I was doing it. Dean wants to know, you sure that's not Dirk AI? No, it's not. I don't even have tuning software in my house. If it was tuned in anyway, Emmett did it and just didn't tell me. Which he might have done. I don't know, but thanks for that. Anyway, Bastards Gallery, starting out with the incredible Mr. Jim Lassick. And listen, let me see. Beautiful shot. Thanks for your service, my friend. Celebrating the POWs and the missing in action here. Gathering together. This guy, look at this. Look at this collection of wonderful folks. Doing the right thing for the right reason, for the right causes. Beautiful guys doing beautiful things, and a beautiful gal as well. Thank you, kind sir. Beautiful. Gotta love Mr. Lassick. Al Benedetti. Oh, you're gonna kill us now, Al Benedetti. Look at this. Is there anything cuter in the world? I'll tell you what I want. It's like I want Gmail to not open up pictures by themselves in the black so I can read. I don't know who's cuter. I mean, unbelievable. Oh, look at these babies. What a beautiful kitty. A beautiful girl. Look at that. Thank you. Oh, man. Oh, it's Ollie. Oh, what's the cat's name? Beautiful. Thank you. And now I'll just look at the email so I get if you told me it was, you didn't say what it was. Jim Lassick says, hey Dirk, I think I can make Sunday Mass today. Got the ride in early today. Okay. And here's a picture of the handsome man himself. Let me get that off the screen. The handsome man himself on his beautiful motorcycle. Look at that. Looks like a beautiful day for a ride too, handsome fella you. Wow, that is amazing. I noticed that their handlebars are really high, but that is not that. The cat is Maxwell. Thank you, Al Benedetti. I mean, it's not exactly a chopper. Is that like a chopper style? You got two sets of handlebars there. Is that how that works? I'm fascinated. You're here live in the world, Mr. Lassick. So tell us more. I wish I looked good in a vest. I think you have to be a man of stature, and I'm not. And you're a big bloke, so you can do it. It's Ray in the house. What are you wearing there, Ray? Charlie Chaplin? Oh, look at that. That bracelet looks dangerous, man. What is this? This is the Ministry of Silly Walks. That's a very interesting watch. And who is that person on the cover? Reminds me of like a little bit of Neil Hannon. Are you a Neil Hannon fan? Or does anybody from the other side of the pond know who the Divine Comedy are? Because people don't know who they are here, and I and Paul love them. I especially love the album Bang Goes the Knighthood because it's about like a member of parliament who's into kinky sex. And he says, one little word in establishment's ears. Bang goes the knighthood, my dear. Crazy. It's a whole song about how he likes the creepy steps and going into the dark dungeons, and he likes to get thrashed about by some wicked woman, but he's really married with children and an impeccable member of society. Anyway, thank you for that, Ray Ray. I think there's more from Ray Ray coming up in the gallery of bastards. Oh, here's some from the incomparable Melly C. Hey, Melly C. Thank you so much. Here's the kids. We all know Mork getting his sunshine in on his makeshift. That's an Amazon box with a towel on it. Now, for anybody who's had cats that knows, you can buy them the fanciest thing, the hammocks, the thing in the stores. It doesn't work. Get a box and put something on top of it that's snuggly, and boom, a new place is born. As you guys all know, Laverne would take possession of any box I brought in the house. I actually wound up not throwing any boxes out. I would just make a little purchase for her, and she'd just go sit there. She loved them. And there's my girl. Oh, God, those little paws kill me. And she's sleeping. Beautiful. I miss that every day. Look at you. Oh, she's like, you're bothering me. And yes, she's on a towel. That's like, or whatever, a big pillow. Look, what is she on? And is she halfway upside down too? Oh, look at that. Yes, she is halfway upside down. She's like, you disturbed my sleepy poo. Aw. So cute. Oh. You know I can't take her, right? Oh my God. She's so beautiful. With the black beard. She's incredible. And he's like, stop fawning all over her. He's beautiful too. He's got big ears, which I think is cute. Laverne had gigantic ears. Those are normal size ears. Laverne had the big Doritos. They were the cutest thing ever in the whole wide world. Melly C, I love you. Thank you so much. Thank you for the Bastards Gallery. Where am I? Here's another one from Ray. Video. Can't show that. I can't show videos, guys, on the show because this particular email has to download them and then it has to be a certain format. So send them to me, and what I'll do is tell me, convert this, Dirk, please, if you can. I will. Anyway, it was like watch Grammatic versus Nirvana versus Bill Bird. Okay, I'll watch that. Ladies and gentlemen, our good friend Raymond Huxley, who recently joined the channel and has been kind of a wonderful correspondent. He's been sending me letters. I got a lovely letter from his wife the other day because I hadn't heard back from him, and he is very timely with writing these eloquent, beautiful correspondence. He took ill, and apparently he's feeling so much better. He says, "Greetings, Dirk. I'm back home as of yesterday. Last Monday, he began to realize he was not feeling well and climbing the wall in extreme pain. So he has been treated, and he is doing well, and he's back. And I'm so grateful. And he has shared with us a couple of photographs. So let me get those for you. This is Julian, everybody. Wish him some well, because he actually had something that didn't feel very good. So I'm not going to get into what was ailing him because that's his business and not for me to share. News from all over the world. And this is his photography, by the way. The guy is an incredibly gifted artist in so many ways. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, wow. Look at that. Gorgeous. Wishing you the absolute best, Julian. Thank you so much. And it's Chris. Oh, I know who that is. That's Poppy. I love the fact that I know the names of all your pets. I want to know all of them. Now I know about Maxwell. Look at Poppy. Look at you, you beautiful beast. Oh. Uh-oh. Sent from my iPhone. That's like the girl in that show, right? And she didn't even have an iPhone. Because if I send you something, it doesn't say sent from an iPhone, does it? Maybe it used to back in the day. Thank you, Chris. Poppy burst football. Oh, she burst the football in 30 seconds. Isn't that true? This is from Angelo Minichello. And this is beautiful. He has a lovely home. As you know, he's got a beautiful collection of very adventurous and very different watches. And this is some of his statuary outside of his house at sundown. And he just couldn't help but capture it on camera. Very beautiful. That's nice to be greeted. Who is that exactly? Let me see. Is that Let's see who that is. I'm sure he would have said who it is. So, because he's always, it's Inverno Stagione. Just after you signed off last night, I was going into the atrium and this tableau presented itself. One of the Stagione sisters in a very fetching way. It is beautiful. He has a matching set of the Four Seasons because you are a man of impeccable taste and style, Angelo. And thank you so much for sharing that. Here's Ray Ray again with the. I can actually show this because this one is a video, but it's already rendered. So let's see what you sent me. It says Grumpy Cat. I'm gonna show the Grumpy Cat. Let me get that down there. Oh, this is some BBC shit. Is that Jonathan Price? Wow. Wow. I'm not going to watch him do that, but thanks. I know that's their nature, but I don't want to see them eat something. Carolyn Martin last night when the stream died. Was it last night? No, it was it was Friday night when we did classic bashers. Look at that. Did you take this picture, crazy woman? Oh, look at that. That's a mom. Is that a blue jay? Oh, it's a parrot of some kind. What is that? Wow, Carolyn. It's one picture, huh? Holy smokes. Blue bird of paradise. Then walking in the woods. Carolyn says she loves to take time out and be close to nature and walk in the woods and clear her head because she's a woman that does 50 things at any given time. Absolutely beautiful. I love all that moss. I love the way that smells. It's nice to get into nature, especially if you live in a big city, to get away from it all and just smell the trees and the air, the crispness of the air. What's the cleanest air anybody ever smelled on planet Earth? For me, it was a place called Mels, Switzerland. I was in a what I thought was a high elevation. Apparently, it wasn't. We were at a higher elevation later on, but I mean, there were clouds below us at this little town we were in at one point, and it was beautiful. Thank you, Carolyn, and I hope you had beautiful solace for your afternoon because you deserve it. Oh, it's Shag Daddy Rocks with pictures of his kids, and when I say kids, you know what I mean. Look at this. Look at these lazy oafs just doing their thing. Look at that. This is what they do best. Oh, look at you having a snooze. Yeah. Look at that. Who's that? That's not yours. I want an Aussie cat. Your cats are so pretty, man. Thank you, Patrick. Patrick's one of the swellest people in the whole wide world, and I've talked about it many a time on this show. What do we got here? Ray Ray's collection. Hey, look at this, Ray Ray. Is this part of your collection? Some of your collection? Tell me what this is exactly. I know that you have a very off the beaten track. Everybody has the same shit, but this is very interesting, man. What is all this stuff? Like I couldn't name a one of these things, but that's what's cool about it. There's the watch you were wearing before. Okay, Canoe, Vive. Look at this. Like that's like a. It's not even skeletonized. It's got like no dial. It's just you're just looking at the back of the movement. That's amazing. This is a wood watch. Oh yeah, I've seen you wear all of these, haven't I? Very cool bracelet on that. What is that? It's Boulevard. Oh, I know, Ray. I will go to the Boulevard Museum in the Empire State Building. Now that I know about that, I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know. Okay, I didn't know. That was a bobcat in your backyard. Holy shit! Now, would a bobcat try to eat your cats, or would it not be a cannibal? What? A bobcat in your backyard? Shit, that's scary. That's very, very scary. I mean, they're beautiful, and I try to invite it in. Like my sister has bears, and they're so cute. Oh, I can't stand how cute they are. Unbelievable. Okay, this is from Shane McGurk. It's a big Buddha for everybody. We all need a little bit of spirituality in our lives. Indeed, we do. Thank you for that. Where is this? Is this India? It's a place I will never go unless I'm in a hyperbaric chamber, because I know people who go there and everybody got violently ill. Um, yeah, the Ganges, man. They float the dead in it and people swim in it. Hi, Bashers, Dirk and Sheen, and all the crazy Bastards. What the hell is that? Oh my God. Oh my God. Can you believe this, you guys? Look at this. Where is this? In India? What flag is that? Man, I thought I knew all the flags of the world. Holy smokes. What flag is that? Okay, so wait a second. This says something on it. Is it in Sanskrit? It is. Wow. Thank you so much for that. That is so nice. Oh, wow. Where is this? Can't tell by the foliage, but there's a cell tower. So they have cell service there. Wow. Did you say where it is? Hold on. Because it blows up the pictures in black. So now I'm going to read this. Hold on. No, he didn't say where it is. But can we find out what that flag is? I'm going to have a look in a second. And I'll share it with all of you too. And Ken. Let's see. This is beautiful. I think I might have shared this at the last one on Friday, but it was way too beautiful not to share. I mean, is this the most mysterious thing you've ever seen in your entire life? Look at that. Captured. I tell you, when you have an eye for photography, not everybody can take that shot. Not everybody can. And that is quite beautiful. And thank you for that. Where is this? Let me see where that is. Off the Santa Barbara coast, Anacapa Island. Wow. That's amazing. Oh. And we got a new entry from Neil McCann. Hey, Neil McCann. Look at this. Podamentary Road. Looking very cool. Great shot. Isn't it great when you have, like, in New York, you don't really have any access to the water whatsoever without railings, because New York is afraid you're going to kill yourself. And my opinion is, go ahead. I mean, if it's your choice, like now they're putting these things on the subway. Like, you can't go to the edge of the platform and look over because they're putting bars and things everywhere because too many people have chosen to take their own lives. I'm like, well, their body, their choice, right? I know. Or is it just because you're tired of it slowing down the train system? Listen, I've never had that in my brain, and I hope no one does, but it does happen. And you can't, like, they've closed down. There's this new thing in New York, and it looks like a big beehive, and it's in the Hudson Yards, and it was a big attraction. It's closed down permanently because people were jumping off of it. And I was like, oh, God. So what if people are afraid they're inventing new ways for people to kill themselves? Don't kill yourself. Life is beautiful, man. You know what you have? There's bastards all over the place. You know? Did I miss any while anybody was in the house? Want to make sure while I was doing the gallery of bastards. Send me your shots, the sublime and obscure. Jim was wearing his Diet Pepsi. Hey, you know who loves the Diet Pepsi? Carolyn Martin, because she loves that brand. That's her favorite. Melly C says, they love a box. No expensive cat beds in my house. Anything I ever bought for Laverne, like from a store, and I put it down, she never wanted anything to do with it. Never. Everybody's wishing Julian a quick recovery, saying to Carolyn how beautiful their pictures are. Shag Daddy doesn't know whether or not a bobcat will kill a cat or if it'll think it's one of its own. I hope that that's true. Oh, it's in Budapest, the Hungarian parliament. Oh, okay. That's Budapest, the Hungarian parliament with the Danube. I've only ever been near the Danube in Salzburg, I believe. When can I download it as my ringtone? I should make that available to you guys. You know what? How about this? Anybody who wants the iBashers, the Gallery of Bastards as their theme song, I'll make it into a ringtone and you just email it to me and I'll email it right back to you. How about that? For a limited time only this week. Do that. Okay. I'd be happy to do that. Actually, I should ask Emmett first if he doesn't mind, because he wrote it, right? Let me ask him. I'm giving away stuff. I know it's my show, but he wrote it. So what can I do? Natural selection. Listen, I don't want anybody to hurt themselves or hurt anybody else. And a lot of times when people, I always worry about like if I did that, somebody would have to clean up my mess. I don't want anybody to have to find me dead and clean it up and call the cops. So I guess if I was ever to do it, not that I have any interest in that whatsoever, thank God I don't. I would probably go get a boat and a rock and a bunch of barbiturates, knock myself out. And then when I'm really stoned, I would just let myself go so nobody ever has to see me and I'm in Davy Jones' locker. And it would just be the end of it. Because I think that would be fair to myself and to the world. Because I don't want anybody to have to clean up my mess, you know. So that's why I'm always mad at these murderers. Uh, it's crazy. Shag Daddy rocks. He says free to Patreon members. Okay, so free to Patreon. I already made a statement, so I gotta wait till we'll see what Emmett says, but I'm sure he'll probably say it's cool. But he wrote it and he makes his money off of music, so maybe he won't. Maybe I don't know. Maybe a 199 or something like that. Let's see what he says, and I will make an announcement on Patreon and on the channel too, because I'm back here tomorrow anyway with Fashion Police. And if there isn't a Watch Fashion Police, which I think that there is, if there isn't, I'll be back on Tuesday and we'll discuss it even further. And that's my show for today, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you to all the beautiful people who came in. Thank you to all the super chatters, Carolyn Martin, Dana O'Malley, Jim Lassick, Al Benedetti, Dean, Dr. Bob's Nightmare. Thank you so much. Andrew Wolkowicz, Dean, you're on fire, Dean, with all the super chatting. And thank you for everybody who super chatted just to get another taste at the brand new hot sounds of the Bastards Gallery, brought to you by the people you love at iBashers. So hit that upvote. As Hitesh C says, I'm grateful if everybody could do that. At one point, we had like 65, 75 people in the room. We'll have about 800 people watching the show over the course of the next 24 hours to 48 hours. The more you upvote, the more people get to see it, the bigger the thing gets, more giveaways, more walkabouts, more stuff, and that's the best part. Billy G says, good night, everybody. So I'm going to say thank you so much. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to end the show tonight with one more, viewing of the Gallery of Bastards, but I'll end it like I always do. And I want to thank you all so much. Melly C says, thank you for a wonderful mass. My pleasure. Come on, 3,000 sounds. Yeah, I mean, we got to get there. It's I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm doing my best here, coming 6 days a week. And, like I'm grateful for what I have. I always said that. I love it's the same gang of people. I've gotten to know so many people. I know the names of your pets. We've all become quite the little Bastards family, which is really great. I don't know why YouTube is not, pushing the show. The other day, I wanted to say this, and I'll end on this. So, I watch a lot of shows about Italy. A lot of shows about people who move there and stuff like that. I told you I'm going to have my friend Amanda Spencer on. We're going to talk about a couple of weeks. I don't know. One day soon, I'm going to have a guest star, and it's my friend Amanda, and she's an Irish girl, and she has lived abroad. I have only lived abroad when I was of my parents' age and spent, very big chunks of my life going to Ireland, et cetera, et cetera. But I have not, as an adult, lived in another country. And that's, obviously I want to move to Italy at some point. And she will be on the show to talk about that. But so we watch a lot of shows about expats doing this and expats. So it'll be like an expat show. But here's the weird thing. This woman bought this house, little tiny house in the middle of nowhere, Italy, those dollar houses or whatever. You have to put a lot of work into them because they're hovels. And she bought a clothesline, and then she went to the store to buy clothespins, and she took people to buy clothespins, and then she came back, and then she hung shirts up on a clothesline. And then she realized she needed more clothespins. So she went out to get more clothespins, and she took everybody, and she went back, and then she started hanging more things with clothespins. And I don't really suffer from jealousy, but I was a little jealous of her because she had 186,000 subscribers. And then I watched a bunch of her other stuff, and she's like, this one here says it's got eucalyptus oil. She doesn't do anything on her show. And it's filmed. It's not live. It's not like she's doing a walkabout or any of that. Anyway, it's really funny. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I have the greatest crew in all of YouTubedom. The greatest people, all of you. If I just run through your names right now, I mean, it's unbelievable the people that are on this channel. I mean, you know what? I might have started out coming from, Bashers was a piece of the Timeless Watch channel, and then the watch community, and like the very best of all those people that started there. Of course, a lot of new people who had nothing to do with those channels are here, but like I got the cream of the crop of the nice people that watched those other channels and wanted to come to a nice place to hang out and have a camaraderie with other nice folks, and it's really working out. And I'm grateful to you all. Thank you so much. So please, at the end of the day, remember to say please and thank you. Remember to hold the door open. And remember, if somebody else is having a really, really hard day, they just, they might be, something wrong with them. Somebody might have died. They could be going through any number of things. Either that or else they're just a
Basher.